So LMI, mentioned at the beginning, we've been around for 65 years and recognized a lot of this stuff whilst also continually learning. We developed something called the Total Leader, which essentially takes those 4 stages as individual programs, the executing, influencing, relationship building, strategic thinking, put 4 programs that we already had together and say we can now embed these in organizations ongoing. And just as a kind of way of example, it would take an individual leader 2 to 3 years to complete all 4 of those stages, were they to do that in consecutively. A lot of times they don't. It's a much more staged out process, whilst also, and this was particularly kind of built around what the studies are, but this recognition of the total person, developing not just the worker, but developing the person, that personal leadership, character, qualities, etc. And we found that's working really well. And particularly with an emphasis on multisensory learning with spaced repetition, not just a one and done, but giving the resources so people can check back in, listen to some audio, read some stuff, have some discussions, and do that multiple times starts to have a really big impact. We like this concept of the change process. So you've got success. What are we trying to achieve? What results do we need to get that success? And what are the behaviors? So what are, in the context of leadership development, what are the leadership behaviors we want people to achieve? If we just start there and try and embed those behaviors, it's rarely successful, because we need to recognize that attitudes underpin behaviors. And we have the attitudes that we have currently because of the conditioning influences that we've experienced over years. And so again, those words, or those two words, spaced repetition, the repeated exposure over time that conditions the way we think and the way that we behave. So again, thinking from leaders, but it applies in any context. If we want to get different results and achieve a different level of success, we have to break it down and start building things in with repetition that's going to positively recondition the way that we think and behave. So in terms of what that looks like, that can be total leader coaching for individuals, and it can be spread out into organizations. And we call that the Total Leader Academy.